Hey, true believers, Chris Mac coming at you with DCeased Dead Planet number 4. And this book has had some ups and downs. There's some really great ideas in here, but I feel like after they did the main run of DCeased, they came up with these, which I enjoy, but I feel like there's too many ideas and they're not landing them too quick, or not quick enough, should I say. So what do I mean by that? Let's dive into this issue. I know it's been a while, but last issue, I believe it was, is Cyborg found out that he has the life equation inside him, but the anti-life version is keeping him from accessing it. If you remember, Cyborg was the one that released the virus across the planet. Now, I've not read the entire original DCeased, I only read issue 1, so I'm kind of basing my memory off of that. Progression-wise, they did the Unkillables, which was Cassandra Cain, I believe, Red Hood, and Jim Gordon, and some of the rogues. They ended up teaming up with Ivy and Harley, and her Sanctuary, and that's where Dead Planet kind of comes into play. A lot of these heroes return to Earth because they want to bring it back. They left in the original run, so we have like John Kent, who's Superman now. We got Wally West, or Wally West Jr., I'm not sure how they really pronounce his name since there's two Wally Wests. We have Cassie, I cannot remember her full name, but she's Wonder Woman, and then Mary Marvel had just recently shown up. And we get all these great characters. You have like Detective Chimp, which I'm 50-50 about, but I love Constantine, I love Scott Free. And what makes me kind of laugh is as these heroes return, we see these two kind of meet, and you go, "You're not dead, Scott Free, and you've shrunk, Batman." Now, while that's funny, sadly in the first issue of DCeased, Batman, Nightwing, Alfred, Dick Grayson, and I think Damian all were killed. The only Bat family that survived, or no, Damian, because Ed is Damian. I don't know what I'm smoking today. I don't think I've had enough coffee. It's on the brewer and I'm too lazy to go get it. But Damian leaves with John. The only person that was left from the Bat family was Barbara and Jason Todd. Spoiler alert, Barbara died, and that really wrecked Gordon for a while. So in terms of heroes that are left, this is what we have. Last issue, the Constantine, Zatanna, and some others went, I think it was to Australia or something like that. They were trying to find a cure. They ended up being attacked by a zombie plastic man, which was absolutely amazing. And then we met kind of some of the immortals like Randall Savage, etc., so forth. And it kind of felt like that story arc didn't go anywhere. And that's what I mean by some of these plot points don't stick. Now here they're discussing how Cyborg says that he has the anti-life equation inside him, but they need Metron's chair from the New Gods. And that's how Scott Free is saying that's what we need to do. But they're saying he can't be caught. He's one of the fastest beings in the world. And so they steal this orb from Madame Xandu. And I like how Zatanna's just like, and does Madame Xandu know you have that? I'm guessing she does now. So what happens here is essentially a heist has to happen. Everyone needs to go to New Genesis and talk to the High Father to see if they can summon Metron, because he's sort of like this all-knowing being. He does not feel the need to interact with humans or his fellow New Gods. And then if you guys remember, again, spoiler alerts, at the beginning of the DCeased, when the heroes came back to Earth, Green Arrow died, and it's almost destroyed Dinah. And one thing is, I wish they would develop her character more. She's all of a sudden this Green Lantern, and that's freaking awesome. I love to see more of the Black Canary as a lantern. I loved seeing progress like this. I wish that DC would kind of unclench their buttocks and let characters develop. For example, Batman 100, the way Tynion wrote that Joker War, freaking phenomenal. That would have been a great endpoint to kill the Joker off. But of course DC, that's our money maker, so he had to go away. Which is okay, because the spinoff, if you guys haven't read Joker yet, that book is, I think it's surpassing Batman in my personal opinion. So anyway, this would be a nice progression to see Dinah do something like this. But anyway, she's having a hard time letting go. But they're saying, you know, there may be a cure. And so it's heart-wrenching to see Oliver as a zombie. So then the plot kind of jumps into them entering New Genesis. And one thing that I will say about this series, the main arc, the over arc, I feel is all over the fucking place. It makes no sense because we're going here and then we're going there. We're going here, we're going there. And that's what I mean by plot points not landing. But in terms of character development and whatnot, that's where this book really shines. You see a really sweet moment with Dinah and Superboy. And then there's another one, hold on, if I can remember who the hell it is. It's Wonder Woman and Damian. I don't want to spoil it, I want you guys to read it. And Orion. He goes, what in the fires of Apocalypse do you think you're doing? Now, if y'all remember, Orion is the son of Darkseid. Scott Free is the son of Highfather. In order for New Genesis and Apocalypse to have peace, they traded sons. So the son of Hell got to live in paradise, while the son of Paradise lived in Hell. But the upside to Scott Free is that's where he met Barda. But from what I understand, again, spoiler alert, Barda died in this series. And so he's kind of broken. And now I like how Orion punches Scott and he goes, stand. Standing, crack. Stand. Standing. And then I like how John's thinking Batman had a theory. And Orion just keeps wailing on his stepbrother. Batman theorized that given his unique physiology, John would be stronger than his father. And John can't stand to see Scott Free getting beat on. So we get this gorgeous panel of just doom. And Orion stays the F down. So it's moments. In this series, it's moments that make it shine. But this overarch, it's getting boring and it's getting stretched out. This, I kind of felt like didn't need to be 6 issues. The Unkillables with Red Hood, that needed to be stretched out. They only did 3 books and they had to wrap stuff up quickly. And now they're doing this and they stretched out to 6 issues and I'm like, you guys could have cut this to maybe 4. But then again, let it breathe. But in terms of letting it breathe, don't stretch out the main point of the book. Now again, this part hit me hard because Allfather said, Scott, I need to speak with you. He goes, I will call him Metatron, but first you must do one thing for me. There's something I must show you alone. And it's Scott's son. Because he's grown. Yes, that's what sons do when you abandon them. I didn't abandon Jacob. I brought him here to protect him. Scott, that was 5 years ago. Before you and Barda. Don't. And so this goes into Scott trying to seek revenge and repent for Barda falling. And he gave his son to Highfather to raise him. And Highfather saying, don't make the same mistake I did about abandoning you. Be better than me. Your mother said that even gods can be infallible. Or, fallible, I'm sorry. And it's just a really, whoa, that hits you hard. Me being a dad, I'm like, cool, this hits hard because I would never abandon my son. So just seeing how Highfather's saying, redeem yourself, get to know your kid, it's just like, whoo, that hits me right in the feels. Anyway, finally, after all that, we get a moment with Metron, whatever. And the artwork, again, spot on. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. And there's some bad jokes. But again, this is why I love John Kent. His father raised him to be Superman. He has his father's thoughts of like compassion and whatnot. And he's like, Metatron, thank you. I didn't want to surprise you like this, but... And so, anyway, they have a moment. It's great. And so, at least here, now, they have an idea of how Cyborg can use the life equation after using Metatron's chair, or Metron. I get his name mixed up. So, again, it feels like the lead gets buried a lot. But here we go, again, at the very end. Tom Taylor writing, Trevor Hairsine penciling, inks by Gigi Baldassani, colors by Rain Berto, Letters by Sadia Tinfontaine, and then there's everyone else working on the book. And now again, there's a big plot point with a Darkseid that I don't want to give away. But it's just, even though there's all these great small moments with our characters, as I just keep repeating, the whole plot just sort of feels all over the place. It kind of feels like, okay, we're going to do this side quest, and we're going to do this side quest. We're going to do this side quest, and then they don't follow through. We're 4 issues in. Some of this, I really feel like these side points, where like I was talking about the Plastic Man thing, even though visually it was freaking fantastic, it didn't go anywhere. It was boring. The heroes coming back to Earth, you know, Ollie getting bit, that was heart-wrenching. And then they just kind of put him off to the side so that we can do more plot A, plot point B side quests. So DCeased did plan it. It's interesting. I'm enjoying seeing all these heroes coming back to Earth and trying to reclaim it. I always love stories like that. But I kind of wish with this one that Tom Taylor would get to the point, because they're kind of dragging this one out as where they just jumped over Unkillables. And Unkillables was fantastic. If you haven't read that one, check out the review. We did all 3 issues. Let me know what you think. I'm on the fence because I like zombies. You know, this has all the new gods, apocalypse, etc., so forth. You know, I love whenever Darkseid's going to be coming up in a book. It just gets me excited. So I'm wanting to read the next issue. We will go over it. If you have enjoyed this comic, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick it up. If you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little lantern bell next to subscribe, that way we can continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you all and hearing your feedback down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.